niggas linking up. Trail niggas linking up. Link up, my nigga, let's link up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Ron the Don, and welcome to another episode of the the Link Up. You know, I'm all hoodied up. I'm in active mode right now. You know, welcome to another episode of Off the Court. Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined, as always, by my co-host. My sister said I got to find him a name, so we're going to go with OG Key. You know, but I'm going to let the siblings battle that out. You know, they ain't got nothing to do with me, but they say not Keiyon, he gotta have a name, so we're gonna go with OG Key. Of course, I am your host, Ron the Don. How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Life is good, man. Life is good.
That's what's
man.
up.
Can't complain.
Shoot, for us to be in the little, Olympics just ended. We about to get to that in a second. For us to be in a little, era where it's not really much going on hoops wise, it's actually a lot to get to this week. Believe it or not, we actually got a lot going on. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it, starting with that gold medal game for the men's basketball, man. Stephen Curry, so inspirational. 2 games in a row, coming through in the clutch. The Team USA wins gold, beating France 98-87, led by Stephen Curry with 24 points, followed by Kevin Durant, who was inserted in the starting lineup, 15 points, and Devin Booker, 15 points respectively. Also with LeBron flirting with a triple-double with 14 points, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds. This was a crazy game. We saw, all the shenanigans from Steph Curry. Also, big shout-out to Victor Wembanyama, putting up 26 points, 7 rebounds.
Yeah, for sure.
And that boy, Yabusele, definitely trying to get his way back into the league for sure. It was definitely quite the game, but the Olympics is over now. We came home with the gold yet again. How you feeling about this victory that we saw?
Man, I'm a Curry fan all the way, man. Listen, man.
I can't tell.
My original favorite player of all time was Dwayne Wade. But right now, after the performance of the decade of my lifetime, Curry is my favorite player of all time. No questions asked. I apologize, Stephen Curry, for the disrespect. You are him.
Stephen Curry, he was not familiar with your game. But yeah, man, I thought from an exciting standpoint or entertainment standpoint, which is the better term, I feel like this was the game, bro. Like it had everything. It was back and forth. It looked like sometimes France was about to fight back, take the lead, and really turn the game around. But those OGs, you OG Key, you should know those OGs, LeBron, KD, Steph, got it done. And when it was time to, make the plays, Stephen Curry coming up with a clutch steal down the stretch, Kevin Durant, making them turn the ball over down the stretch.
A name that we forget to mention is Anthony Davis, man. That man had four blocks, 4 of the 16 blocks at that. He played off the chain. Kevin Durant with a clutch block.
Mm-hmm. For sure. AD, this whole Olympics was snapping. I feel like he was definitely going in. Shout out Devin Booker, really the unsung hero of this team.
For sure.
Really just fit into his role and played it perfectly. When it was time for him to score, he was gonna score. When they needed defense, he brought the defense. And ultimately they brought home that gold. Shout out to the women's basketball team. Team USA bringing home the gold. They also beat France 67-66, excuse me. That one kind of got scary because it looked like it was going to overtime. But, shout out to the women getting it done. Asia Wilson, monster double-double, 21 points, 13 rebounds, leading the way with some help from Kelsey Plum, Kalia Cooper off the bench. And we saw the women take home the gold in the Olympics. What was your thoughts on Olympic basketball, this whole Olympics?
Man, it was fun. It was really exciting, man. I mean, I have to tell you, to be honest, I probably watched every game more than 3 times each. I mean, I'm
That's
just that
crazy.
much of a fan of basketball for real. So the games was even the blowouts was fun to watch. That's the crazy part. Like most of the time, it's not when you watching basketball and it's a blowout, you turn to another game. But
For
when you
sure.
watching Olympic basketball, it's entertaining because you get to watch and experience the star players teaming up for something
Yeah,
that's more worth than the All Star game. So to
definitely.
me, that was the great part of watching Olympic basketball.
For sure. I mean, for me personally, at times that's what it kind of felt like. It felt like an all-star game at times. You got all these big names in the NBA playing against each other, and then now with the game expanding internationally, it's NBA players on the other side now, and that kind of leaves everybody. They really wondering. We kind of talked about it on the last pod. What's next for Team USA? It's rumored that Steve Kerr is planning to step down, and Coach Spo, our coach, is the front runner for being the next head coach of Team USA in the Olympics in 2028, which is gonna be here in the States in Los Angeles, California. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, you know how I feel about it, man. I love it, bro. Get that man 12 undrafted NBA players and we're gonna win gold. That's just
Nah,
me.
yeah, you talking crazy. And,
That's just me thinking, I mean each 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 country got their respective players from the NBA. They got a lot of great players in Canada. France, they got Wembayama, Joker with Serbia, and Nikola Jovic. Um, Greece with Giannis. I mean, they ain't really been doing nothing because they ain't got nobody else. But the
they
Greek
got
Freak,
the they got the NASA's. What you mean?
man, listen, man. Yeah, they got the Greek brothers. Let's just call them the Freak brothers. Nah, that sounded a little
Nah,
sus,
don't
right?
call them that. Don't call them that. Don't
That sounded
call
a
them
little
that.
sus right there. But nah, they all got respective teams, but when you look at the USA, all the teams, like you gotta think about, we got stars that can play together. They
Hmm.
got they got a couple stars that need the ball in their hand. You know, that's why Canada didn't work out. They had Jamal that need the ball and he barely played. Then they had
Facts.
Shea and he need the ball and he barely he snapped like he was their best player. Don't get me wrong, but he wasn't the Shea that's in the NBA.
Yeah.
They have a lot of team players though. Like they really got a stat team. They got RJ Barrett. They got
Kelly O,
Kelly Olynyk. They got
Dylan
Powell,
Brooks.
Dwight Powell, Dylan Brooks. They got
Mhm.
they have a great team when it comes to if you put those teams in the NBA, they can make some noise.
Yeah. I For me personally, I felt like my biggest, not to get too off topic, but with Team Canada, I just felt like they lacked the size. Like
Yeah,
how
that's of course.
if you look at every Olympic team that really made an impact, like Germany, they had Daniel Tice, Mo Wagner. Greece, they had Giannis. Serbia, they had Jokic, and then of course America, we had MP, AD, Bam, and I just feel like from the Canada side, they got a lot of good players, but they all kind of play like the same position, like they on the wing or they at the guard. So I feel
Yes.
like that once they get a real good. I mean, who knows? By the next Olympics, maybe that boy Zach Edey, be on the team because he Canadian, so maybe that'll
Mm.
solve their problem. But as far as the Kerr and Spo thing, I'm gonna say something that a lot of people, might not like, might not agree with, but I feel like this is setup. You know why? Steve Kerr has shown that if he ain't got definitive star players, if he ain't got no Currys, no KD, I know Draymond gonna tell me, bro, you ain't in the league, so shut the hell up. But I mean, it is what it is. Steve Kerr, he ain't coaching like that. So like, Coach Spo is actually
A
strategic with it.
coach.
So I feel like now that all these, the old guard is going out, Steve Kerr is like, I'm out. Y'all deal with
Yeah,
that because it's
yeah,
a potential now. It's going to be worse. The next Olympics, France gonna have a better team, Canada gonna have a better team,
for
Serbia gonna
sure.
have a better team. So I feel like they setting my dog coach up. He already be looking stressed on the sidelines. His eyes be red. I be feeling like Coach Spo be on that dust or something. Like the way he be looking, for sure.
I mean,
But
I think having him as their coach and GM would be great though. You know, he
yeah,
get to recruit the players that he feel fit, and he's a great coach. So
definitely.
strategic wise, I mean, people say we crazy for saying this, but he's top two coach of all time, in my opinion. You know, I mean,
Definitely a debate.
I give Greg Popovich the leeway just because he got more chips. You know,
Hmm.
but when it comes to actually coaching a team and getting them to the playoffs, you know, with nobody, you know,
Yeah,
that shows a coach from somebody that's in a position of a coach.
for sure. I definitely agree. I don't doubt, Eric Spoelstra's skill, but I do think it's going to be easier said than done, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially trying to get, a bunch of guys who used to be in big roles, just to smaller roles. But, since I already kind of slandered Steve Kerr, we're going to get some more slander, some LeBron slander, and this is via Stephon Marbury, former NBA player, big in China. And I quote, this is Stephon Marbury's words. They gave the MVP to the wrong player. Maybe they called out the wrong name by accident. I think we need to try to rewind the moment when Steph Curry displayed himself as the best shooter who ever touched the ball. An international ball. If you can't shoot, you can't have the ball at the end of the game. I get LeBron is the king to many, but let me say this. When you give him what he doesn't deserve, you basically say that because of what he's done, he should receive such a high honor on the biggest stage. No, he didn't earn it this time. He also went crazy and said LeBron he doesn't think LeBron is the GOAT. So, what are your thoughts on Stephon Marbury's comments?
He just mad because he got kicked out of the league.
Crazy.
I mean, in my opinion, bro, LeBron was the most consistent, efficient player on the team the whole Olympics. Yes, Curry showed out last two games, but where was he before that? And that's
Yeah,
no knock on Curry, but Anthony Edwards said to Curry, man, this man showed up 3 days ago to Perry. After they won gold, he said that to him. And
hmm
Curry did not deny it.
he definitely was
LeBron
in a
was
slump.
LeBron was definitely the MVP, bro. He just speaking out his booty hole because, bro, I don't know what he talking about, bro.
This man
Man,
crazy.
he didn't watch all the Olympics. He watched the last two games, bro. That's why I coming from with it because if you watch the whole Olympics, and I'm talking about every game, even the when they were playing in Las Vegas, you was watching those games as well, you would see that LeBron was the best player. He is the reason why we had no loss at all the entire Olympics. And that's just the truth. You know, there's no debate on the GOAT though. Like some people say it's Michael, some people say it's LeBron. Why can't it be both of them? Why they both can't be the greatest of all time? They can be the greatest of all time player in their time. LeBron is the greatest player from 2004 since he entered the league 2003 2004 to right now. He has been the greatest player that played on this earth.
As
That's
far as
crazy.
Stephon Marbury, back to what I was saying though about Stephon Marbury, I feel like now if if he would have said Kevin Durant, I would have been like, okay, I understand because when Kevin Durant got back in that lineup, bro was snapping. If he would have said Anthony Davis, I would have been like, yeah, I understand. Anthony Davis impacted the game on both sides of the flow throughout the whole Olympics. But come on, man, it's LeBron James. Like LeBron James put the imprint on the game. He, was the most impactful player when he was on the court. So, you know, by default, LeBron James really led this team to the Olympic gold. Steph Curry, don't get me wrong, Steph Curry came up clutch in the end. They wouldn't have won the
Yeah.
gold without Steph, for sure. So if he basing it off of that, I kind of get it. But if we're looking at totality of the Olympics, it's definitely got to be LeBron James for sure.
But I do want to say, what does the MVP stand for?
Most valuable player.
So if we judging it off of the most valuable player, the most valuable player was LeBron James. As in, would the games have gone the way they did if LeBron was not playing?
Right.
That's
I
just
I
that's just
I
my
agree with you
opinion.
there. Speaking of LeBron James, though, we got the NBA schedule released today, and LeBron James and the Lakers, of with the shocker to nobody, has the most televised games, nationally televised games, followed by the Warriors, the Celtics, and the Knicks. I'm just gonna say, a few important games, and then we can go from there. Opening night, we got the Knicks and the Celtics, as the Celtics gonna be getting their rings, which is crazy because it was rumored that it was gonna be the Heat and the Celtics, but I told you, I knew it. It's always the Knicks and the Celtics. They always play each other for their first game. Then after them, on the same night, we're getting the Timberwolves versus the Lakers. So a little bit of new face of the NBA versus the old guard, and Anthony Edwards versus LeBron. Um, that's opening night. Now Christmas. To start it off, we getting the Spurs and the Knicks, the Wolves and the Mavericks, the Sixers and Celtics, the Lakers and Warriors, and then the Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns. Any thoughts on the schedule opening night and Christmas Day?
I mean, I'm very disappointed in Adam Silver and whoever made the schedule.
I
I'm
kind of know
I'm
where you're
I'm
going, but
I'm so
explain.
disappointed. They don't love the Heat no more. I mean, I get we ain't got LeBron. We don't have Anthony Davis. We don't have big name Djokovic. I mean, Joker, Wembanyama. But like, we've been to the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals, about 4 times in the last 6 years. Y'all let one player, Wembanyama, with all due respect, he's a fantastic and tremendous basketball player. But why do they have a Christmas game? Like, you want to see Wembanyama try to carry a team against who they playing, the Knicks?
Yeah.
That's not a game that anybody wants to watch. Wembanyama versus the Knicks.
It's Wemby in the Garden on Christmas.
No, nobody wants to watch that. It's just him. It's him by himself with Chris
Hey,
Paul and
Chris
and
Paul,
Harrison Barnes.
Devin
What are they?
Vassell, Stephon Castle, the
Man,
young and up and coming. But now
I
I'm
think
gonna
they should have
explain.
replaced it with the Heat, man.
I'm
Heat
gonna
versus
explain it to
Knicks
you
would have got
though.
more views.
See, I've been seeing people say this, and as a Heat fan, like I said, I'm an honest Heat fan. I'm not delusional. I ain't calling you delusional, but
Yeah.
I'm not delulu over here. So basically, the Heat played on Christmas last season. What happened? Jimmy Butler didn't play. So the NBA, like, we ain't about to run that risk again. Then they ain't even make it to the second round. They got gentlemen swept in the first round.
Our
There
whole
was a
team was
play-in
injured.
team.
Our whole team was
They,
injured.
they, there was a play-in team. Then, like, if we being honest though, the Heat, as much as I like watching Heat basketball, they not an exciting team to watch. They get it out the mud, slow the game down type of team. Now, who when I look at this and I'm like, dang, I wish they was on Christmas. Oklahoma City, I feel like they deserved it. I feel like they're a young, exciting team. They should have been on there. Now, when I look at all these teams, there's nobody I would personally take off. I get Wembanyama. I get the Knicks. They always do Christmas in the Garden. Anthony Edwards, I get that. Luka, I get that. The Sixers, because of all the additions they made going against the Celtics, it makes sense. LeBron versus Curry makes sense. Now, the Nuggets and the Suns, that's where that's where for me it kind of is questionable. The Nuggets not the same team. They even though they got Russ, the Suns been struggling. But all in all, I got no problem with it.
Okay, what game would you replace with that game right there?
What, the Nuggets and the Suns?
Like, not like taking out none of the games that's already on Christmas, but replacing that game. What two teams would you want to face each other?
See, like me personally, I love the Wolves and the Mavs, but I would have liked, being that Ja Morant gonna be back for the Grizzlies, I would have liked to see maybe the Grizzlies versus the Timberwolves, or like maybe the Timberwolves versus the Thunder. Two young teams, two young exciting teams.
I would have wanted
That's
the
just me.
Pelicans. I would have wanted the Pelicans versus Atlanta.
See, that's a Martin Luther King Day type game. Like, first of all, Zion probably ain't even gonna play.
Oh yeah, true.
And then you said Atlanta, they just had the first overall pick in the draft. They not playing on Christmas. I can tell you that right now. They definitely not playing on Christmas. And then you got Trae Young calling his own teammate a role player, bro. Yeah, they not playing on Christmas, bro. I'm telling you. Zachary Rizache?
I thought he was talking about the number 2 pick that played for the Wizards.
He said Alex Sarr by name, but he said the whole draft class, it ain't really no star talent. They all looked at as role players, so meaning the dude on his own team. So I mean
he ain't lying though.
Yeah.
He ain't lying.
Speaking of MLK Day, the Hawks not even gonna be playing on that. It's gonna be the Mavericks and the Hornets, the Wolves and the Grizzlies, so that's gonna be a good game, and then the Celtics and the Warriors.
They do us so bad. They do us so bad.
Some other notable games: Klay Thompson will make his return to the Bay Area November 12th. We get the finals rematch between Boston and the Mavericks at TD Garden January 25th. Paul George will return to LA in the new Intuit Dome November 6th. And yeah, also somebody who was also left out for Christmas was the Milwaukee Bucks. I ain't say that.
That's crazy. They should replace that Nuggets matchup with the Heat versus the Milwaukee Bucks.
No. I'm just being honest, bro. I'm so tired of seeing the Heat versus the Bucks, bro.
I want one more playoff run against them. Just because Dame didn't come to Miami.
Yeah, I want it too because, somebody was trying to tell me that if Giannis wasn't hurt, they was going to win that series. But, man, I just feel like Giannis came back for like 3 games in that series, had a triple-double in one, and went nuts in another one. And they still lost. And the Heat beat the Celtics that year. But that's just my opinion. So
yeah, that's my opinion too.
But
I agree 100%, man. It didn't matter who they were going to throw at us. Jimmy Butler was on a different level.
For sure.
A different level. The only person that stopped them was that white boy in Denver. Oh, fat piece of crap. All due respect, man. I love you, man. But that's suburban. That's suburban. That's what I'm going to call them, suburban.
Some more notable dates if people are interested. Opening night, October 22nd. The Heat are playing the Wizards in Mexico City on November 2nd, if you care about that. November
Wizards.
12th, the NBA Cup begins. Then they go into Paris January 23rd and 25th with the Spurs and the Pacers. The trade deadline is February 6th at 3 p.m. All-Star Weekend is taking place in the home of the Golden State Warriors, February 14th through 16th. The NBA play-in tournament is April 15th through the 18th, and then the playoffs begin April 19th. So that is the upcoming calendar. So it's a lot to expect. Speaking of a lot to expect, I want to have some fun on the pod. Clearly we both rocking the black hoodies. We about business today.
Yes, sir.
So what we gonna do all the way up until the start of the NBA season, we gonna come on here and we gonna predict winners of certain awards in the NBA. So All-Star, All-NBA, all the awards, Key to Clutch Player of the Year, Most Improved, Sixth Man of the Year, all of that good stuff, MVP. And today we're gonna kick it off with predicting the All-Stars for the East this year. So Eastern All-Stars 24-25. So I'm about to share my screen. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I already know some people might feel away when y'all watch this, but this is just my opinion. So basically what I did, I took the 15 teams in the East. I took 2 players from each team and, who I think could actually make the All-Star game this year. So I already know, some people going to be like, oh, you didn't pick this player. Well, I mean, I uploaded this tier on the tiermaker.com, so you do what you got to do. But basically how I laid it out, we got the S position reserved for the captain. So this is 1 player. Then you're going to have your starters. So this is going to be 4 players. And then we got our reserves. So 7 players is going to fill that. And then we got our snubs. So people that we think can actually make the All-Star game, but we can't put them above none of the other people. And then we got no chance. So meaning they have no chance to make the All-Star game. So up first, we got the Miami Heat pair. And we're going to start with Jimmy Butler. So, Mr. Keiyon, what are your thoughts? What is your potential ceiling that you see Jimmy Butler reaching this season?
Reserve.
All right.
Yes,
so so anytime we disagree, we got to see who get a better argument, because I believe that Jimmy Butler is going to be a snub. But in a short manner, explain your reasoning for Jimmy Butler being a reserve.
Because he got something to prove. He want the bag. That's my answer.
I feel like Jimmy Butler is notorious for wanting his All-Star break and not wanting to repeat, and I'm not wanting to compete in the All-Star game. So that's why I put him down as a snub. And I also feel like the Heat aren't going to be good enough to get 2 All-Stars in the game. And we get into the person that I feel like will be the Heat's All-Star. So that's why I feel like Jimmy Butler is going to be on the snub. Now, are you willing to concede or
Yeah, of course.
what?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
we're going to put Jimmy in the snub right now. So next up, we got Bam. Now, what are your thoughts on Bam?
I want to say he'll be a starter, but the reason why I say a reserve is because it's so many great bigs in the East. So
Yeah.
I think he will be a reserve.
And I'm going to agree with that, because as much as we love Bam, I don't think he has that much fanfare that's going to get him over the front court people in the East. So definitely. So we got Bam as a reserve. So he filling one of those 7 spots. So up next, we got the Philadelphia 76ers. So this is one of those situations where I pick MB and I pick Maxi. Now, some people gonna be like, "Why you ain't pick PG?" The man gonna be the third option, respectfully. So that's why I
Yeah,
chose that. So starting with MB, where do you think he will be?
a starter.
Okay, I'm gonna have to agree with you. When I look
Well,
at the field for who could start in that front court, I think he's gonna be in that that one of those three in the starters. So Tyrese Maxey
a reserve.
for sure. I definitely agree with that too.
I say that
Um,
because of his position. When I look in
I
when you look at the East, it's a lot of guards. So
for sure, definitely. Now this is probably my most controversial pairing. I chose for the New York Knicks Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. Now people might be like, "Why you ain't pick OG? Why you ain't pick Michael?" I feel like Julius Randle double threat, especially with the loss of Hartenstein. He probably gonna get more minutes at the center spot, if anything. So I feel like his number is gonna be better. Yes, he's coming back for injury, but let's not forget Julius Randle is an All NBA caliber player. He's been an All Star. He's been an All NBA talent. So that's why I chose Julius Randle. But you know, what do you feel like Julius Randle will be?
a snub.
Again, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I was debating no chance because I don't,
Me too.
usually when he come back from injury, he start off the season slow. So I don't know where he'll be, especially trying to reintegrate back into like this newly formed team. But snub, I can see it. Jalen Brunson.
That's a good window. Um, he's going to be a starter,
I
starting point
agree.
guard.
You had me scared. You had me scared, but I definitely think if he goes nuclear, he's gonna start, especially with the fanfare that the Knicks get already. And compared to, some of the other guards, maybe,
Yeah,
the only person that I can really see beating him out is maybe like, maybe Halliburton or Donovan Mitchell. But I gotta go with Brunson as a starter as well. So the Chicago Bulls, we're gonna start with Kobe White.
if I put him as a snub, I'm putting Zach as a no chance.
I'm I'm putting both as a no chance because the Chicago Bulls is not about to be in the position. And Kobe White was
Yeah, true.
definitely runner up for most improved, but they're not
Yeah,
gonna be in that position. So we gonna go with no chance for both.
yeah,
So
true. The only reason why
now,
I said snub in general was because Caleb White he showed out last year. He
yeah,
showed
for
out last
sure.
year, so that was
Yeah,
the
like I
only reason.
said, if it wasn't for Tyrese Maxey, bro, probably could have been most improved player for sure. Um, so now moving on to the Orlando Magic, we got that boy
True.
Paulo.
Oh, this actually might be the hardest one so far. This might be the hardest one, but I'm
You
putting him
think
as a
so?
reserve. I'm gonna put him
Okay.
as a reserve.
See, that's what I was thinking. I don't think he's there yet and getting that consideration as a starter. I don't think he's there yet. But
The
what about his
only
teammate?
the only debate I had with that was I was tussling with the fact because I know he's not going to beat Giannis.
Nah, he's not. He's not gonna beat
So
Giannis. He's not gonna beat Tatum.
yeah, that was the only thing I was wrestling with. His teammate will be a snub.
Snub. I was gonna go with
I
no
don't know
chance.
though, cause yeah, no chance. But because I don't think the Orlando Magic gonna have two. Like as you said about as you the same thing you said about Jimmy and the Heat. I put him as no chance because I don't think Orlando's gonna have two players to make the All Star game.
Yeah, and unless Franz really has like a big jump to show that he's worthy of being a second option, I think he's kind of looked down upon. You know, a lot of people weren't happy that he got that contract. I believe in Franz Wagner. I think he's a fine player, but when it comes to, you know, all-star consideration, I don't know if he'll be up there. Speaking
True.
of don't know if they'll be up there, we got Detroit Pistons up next.
They both can
Jalen
go no
Duren.
chance. No
You know what?
chance,
I
bro.
might surprise you. Jalen Duren, I'll put no chance, but I actually
But
think
K might be a
I
snub
I think K to be a snub. Now people
if
might call
healthy.
me crazy, but now check me out now. I think the Detroit Pistons, it depends if they learn their lesson or not. Because this is a good draft class coming up, so they could be, you know, they could be
Tanking
tanking
still.
again.
Yeah.
But I feel like because they went out and got vets, they went out and got a decent coach and JB Bickerstaff, they are going to be a lot better. And I feel like Cade, he was playing well at the end of last year. So I think he's going to build on that with the new contract extension. So I feel like he's definitely going to have a career year this year. Definitely feel that. Now, we got a pair of Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis, starting with Giannis.
He a starter.
I agree with that for
I
sure.
have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want somebody to be the captain, we'll say the captain, all right? If we think
Yeah,
they'll be the captain. Okay. All right.
but I kind of
So
I
yeah,
kind of already know who I think gonna be the captain.
me
So,
too. I
but
think our player might be the same player though, for real though. I
it
really got
definitely will be
for sure. Um
Damian Lillard.
a reserve.
I don't know. We'll put him there for right now because I gotta see it though. But I don't know.
You said we get 7 reserves, right?
Yeah, so we got 4 right now. We already up to 3 starters. So
Hmm.
you know that's gonna be interesting because we got a pair of Boston Celtics up next. So we gonna start with Jaylen Brown.
Starter.
Starter, I think he's
Yeah.
going to be a reserve. I don't think his
Finals
numbers is going
MVP?
to see. I I think I don't think his numbers, being that he's going to be playing with Tatum, and you know I've been called on this podcast a Tatum hater, which is not true. I actually think I actually think Tatum should have played in the Olympics. I think Tatum, because he got disrespected in a lot of ways these past couple of months, you know, not winning Finals MVP. I don't think that was disrespectful, but I think, you know, he can take that and turn it into disrespect. Not, you know, playing on the Olympic team. So I think he's gonna take off, and Jaylen Brown number is not really gonna match that. So he's gonna be looked at as a second option, which is why I feel like he's gonna be a reserve. Now, you know, for and you know, for and then you gotta think about this. Well, first let me ask Jason Tatum. Before I make that point, Jason Tatum, what are your thoughts? Where do you think he should go? Because this is gonna determine everything.
He gonna be captain.
See that we in sync with that one because that's what I thought. I for sure thought he's gonna be captain. Now this gonna be my reasoning to why Jaylen Brown gonna be a reserve. If you got Embiid and Giannis and Tatum already in the front court, Jaylen Brown is considered a front court player because he starts at the 3. So who
Mm.
you gonna take out? You gotta
Oh
take out
snap.
Embiid or Giannis. You
But
see what I'm saying?
couldn't it be positionless a little? Or is it always
I don't.
position?
I think
Because
it's three front court, 2 back courts. I don't think they changed it.
I only say that because of so I thought that sometimes it's like if it's You might be right though. Might be right
For sure.
because they do show
that
like the point cuts and the guards and stuff like that. So you might be right actually.
yeah.
So
So
he
I'm
will be a
sorry, Jalen
reserve.
Brown. You gonna be a
Yeah.
reserve, dog.
If he was a
Kyle
guard, I was
Kuzma.
like I had to argue. No chance, bro. No chance, bro. No chance, bro. At all, bro. You can put
Jonas
his teammate right there in the
Valanciunas.
same place, bro.
He probably not even gonna be in the East no more. He probably
At
gonna get
all.
traded.
Yeah. They say he get
Uh,
traded December.
yeah. See, Tyrese Halliburton.
A starter.
I'm with you on that. His
The
teammate.
only as soon as we put Jalen Brown in the reserves, I knew who the starter was going to be.
Definitely.
Pascal.
Nah. We still got somebody on the list, but we'll
Hey,
get to it.
nah.
We'll get to it.
I gotta change that. Hold on.
We'll get to it when he. We'll get to it when he
All right,
when he come up
bet.
though. But
All right,
Pascal,
bet. How many we got already? We got 5. He's gonna be a snub. He's not
looking
gonna
at
be the number one option.
he's not.
Mm-mm.
But I think
Tyreek's gonna take a leap.
You know, I'm gonna concede on that. Scotty Barnes.
Ooh, reserve.
That's why I conceded. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I think Scotty will I think that the Raptors are gonna be better this year for some reason. I could have went with R.J. Barrett, but I chose Emmanuel Quickly. What are your thoughts?
You should have put R.J. Barrett, but Emmanuel Quickly is gonna be a no chance.
I agree with that one. Trae Young.
And that's no knock on him. It's just he's not
Oh
gonna
yeah, for
get
sure.
there.
No, I don't think he's there yet. But Trae Young certainly is there. What's your thoughts on Trae Young?
Bro.
It's tough, ain't it?
Yeah.
Just wait till we get to the West. It's gonna be worse.
All right, I'm gonna put him as a snub.
I agree. I think Trae Young just, unfairly gets too much slander. Yes, he's not good on defense.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, the man did go to an Eastern Conference Finals a couple years ago. He is always tops in assists and points. It was 7? I thought it was 6.
7 games.
See, took Giannis to 7. His teammate Jalen Johnson.
No chance. It's not happening.
All right, we got some Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo Ball.
Snub.
Brandon Miller.
No chance.
You think so? I think Brandon Miller gonna have a big year, even with Miles Bridges coming back.
He'll have a big year, but not enough. I said he'll have a big year, but
I was about to say
he's not going to be in consideration for All-Star.
For sure that.
Because number one, he's in a low market team. He's on a low market team. So he's not going to get as much viewers as a lot of other players that we're considering for All-Star.
That's definitely fact. Cam Thomas from the Brooklyn Nets.
I like Cam, man. I like Cam, but no chance.
His teammate Nick Claxton just signed an extension.
I like Nick, so I'm gonna put him as a snub.
Bro, there's no chance, bro. I ain't even gonna let you say that. The Nets are probably gonna be the worst team this year, bro. There's no chance that man gonna be a snub.
Man, bro.
Maybe when Cooper Flag comes save the franchise, but for right now, it's no chance.
Oh,
All right.
you predicting
So
they getting the number one pick?
they need to. They needed. They needed the most. They needed the most, bruh. And you know what's crazy? A part of me really feel like the way like the like I know this going off topic a little bit, but the way the draft lottery is going, for some reason Cooper Flag just seemed like a Utah type of person, bro. So I wouldn't even be surprised if the Jazz get the number one overall pick and draft him. But it's still good picks in that draft. You got
Yeah.
a bunch of people, but I don't know why I had Donovan Mitchell in here twice. But
Utah.
let's get to that conversation.
Hey, I'm sorry, Tyrese gotta go,
He definitely do.
but he gotta go to reserves
Yeah,
and put that
Donovan
boy
Mitchell is that guy.
down. D. Mitch, he's him for real.
See,
Um,
this gonna be tough though, because if Cleveland is as good as they was last year, I could see Jared Allen making it in. But then it's like, who do you take out? Is it Scotty? Is it Dame? Is it Maxi maybe? But what are
damn,
your
so
opinion on it?
damn. Uh, um, Dame. I will put Dame in snubs and replace him with Jared Allen.
Oh, see, I can't do that though.
It's a
I
reason
can't.
though,
What's your
because
reason?
Dame is don't get me wrong. I love Dame. Like he's a goat, not a goat, but like he's a great player. Um, but he's not the same. He's more inconsistent. He's not consistent and he's not efficient. Um, and Jared Allen holds the fort down on both ends. A pick and roll
But
with
look
him and
though,
D. Mitch is deadly. He's averaging double-digit rebounds, um, two to three blocks a game.
but look though.
It's really hard to really like try to point out like who do I
I
think is
think
going to win out of that.
I think hold on. I think that Damian Lillard is actually gonna have a bounce back year.
Mm.
Now, I say that to say, obviously last year, bro didn't even want to be there in the first place. So
I don't want to be there.
then,
That's just
he was dealing with, outside of basketball problems. Then you had the coaching change, getting used to all of that. But with Doc Rivers being the coach going forward, he's notorious for having, good regular season teams. So I feel like that's going to give Dame the edge. Now, who I would potentially be looking at as potentially being out of the lineup is, the boy from the crib, Scotty B, because I don't know if they record gonna be good enough. I think Scotty's numbers
mm.
is definitely gonna be better than Jared Allen, but if they take winning into account, I can see Jared Allen beating him out. But one thing I will say about Jared Allen, he had a great start of the year last year, mainly because Evan Mobley was out. Those two have trouble kind of playing together in certain instances in the game, and they kind of hold each other back in a sense. So unless Kenny Atkinson really, you know, fixes that situation, because he's worked with Jared in the past, I could see Jared Allen's numbers taking a slight dip, and that's why I vote or advocate for him to be a snub.
I concede. Hey, snub him.
Hey, like you said, Bam sure ain't gonna be Bam. Know that.
For real.
But so we gonna check back in February. So Our all-star captain for the East, Jason Tatum. Our starters, Joel Embiid, Jalen Brunson, Giannis, and Donovan Mitchell, all joining Jason Tatum in that starting lineup. And then for the bench, we got Bam, we got Tyrese Maxey, we got Scotty Barnes, Paulo Banchero, Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, and Jaylen Brown. So we got a bunch of Jalen's and Tyrese's and all of that rounding out the East. So in a couple months from now, we're going to see how we did. But yeah, I don't know about you. That was kind of interesting. That was kind of fun. We got
I like that.
We got a much tougher tier list next week with the West. So definitely. But anything you want to say before we head on out?
Miami Heat going to the championship, man. It's already set in stone. Jimmy finna be on the rampage. Brown finna be on the rampage. He finna prove that he the best big in the league. You know, I gotta represent my team. You know,
I respect it.
No, I gotta represent, man. There ain't nobody else gonna represent for him. I gotta be the sacrifice.
Hey,
this
is hilarious. I will say this though. The Heat, they went from 14 national TV games to 7, to 7. Then, people basically saying they're going to be a play-in team. They not on Christmas. They getting all this disrespect. So, one thing I do know about the Heat, when they disrespect it, that's when they come show up and play.
I want to say this because I think you said it 4 times, that we're going to be, like, people saying we be in playing team. We was a playing team when we went to the finals, man. AC took the number 1 seed.
Bro, that ain't nothing to brag about, bro.
I'm just saying. Though.
I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being in the play-in, bro. I'm tired of being in the play-in, bro.
The edge of my seat for one game, man.
Give me 6 seed or something, bro. I'm tired of being in the play-in, bro.
I want to be top 3 seed this year. Top 3 seed, man.
Nah,
so we can have home court. I want home court for one series, man.
It ain't happening, bro. It's gonna be 4 through 6.
I don't know, bro. I think we could be the top number 1 seed though.
No, it's gonna be it's gonna be the Sixers.
The Sixers as the number 1 seed sounds blasphemous, bro.
Yeah,
Embiid ain't never been the number 1 seed in his career.
Hey, you got it, bro. I'm just saying, we gonna have more predictions on the way.
But he ain't even make it past the second round in the playoffs. I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying.
I ain't say they was going to the finals. No, I did not say that.
Yeah,
I just said.
I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying, they think that because they got Paul George and Caleb Martin, they finna be, title contenders. But like,
man,
I don't know.
We had Caleb Martin, and you thought we was gonna be title contenders. So I mean,
Paul George was on the super team, and they made the Western Conference one time, and then ever since then, they went lower and lower.
My man was on a super injured team. Ain't no super team. It's super injured team.
Bro, they was not super injured last year.
Kawhi missed the playoffs.
Only Kawhi. They still better.
And then right before the playoffs, PG just came back from injury.
Hey, listen. And what Embiid do every playoffs?
See, like I said, I said regular season. I ain't say playoffs.
No, not number 1, bro. Not number 1. Maybe the 2. I hate, as much as I hate Boston, I will put them at number 1 before I put the Sixers at number 1.
The reason I said Sixers and not Boston is because I really feel like Boston, as we seen, after the champs win the finals, they kind of take their foot off the gas a little bit.
Nah,
And
not this year
then,
though. Not this year. Them boys still got something to prove, especially that
nah,
boy, that
I'm
light
going
skinned
with
dude.
the Sixers for the number one seed, bro.
Well, if the Sixers got the number one seed, I think Joel Embiid gonna be the captain.
Nah, nobody
If
likes Embiid like that.
they gotta respect him. He putting up numbers. You gotta respect it. He
Yeah,
won
you did.
MVP over
You,
Joker the year he was supposed to. Somebody gotta like that man. He wasn't supposed to
see,
win that MVP and won it over Joker. So,
nothing was respectful about that. That was disrespectful. Like,
bro, that's why they gave it to him last year, bro.
my
He didn't
boy
deserve it.
Yoke's supposed to have 4. He's
No, he
supposed to have
supposed to have
4.
3. He supposed to have 3. He supposed to have 3. He wasn't supposed to get the one this past year. That was
Man,
supposed to go
supposed
to
to
that
have
boy. That was supposed to
4.
go to that boy in Oklahoma.
Shay, my guy. I'm not gonna lie. If the Thunder are my second favorite NBA team, nobody replaces the Heat. But as far as like another team, if the Heat not on that I'm gonna watch, it's the Thunder. Shay is that guy. But Jokic won 4.
Bro,
4.
he's supposed to have
But
3 though. He got 4. He supposed to have. If you count this one, he supposed to have 4. But if you just take in consideration the fact that he wasn't supposed to get this one, the man averaged 22.
yeah.
You
No, I
feel me?
mean, I think Shea should have won only because they was number 1 in the conference, but that's just me.
Bro, this man
But
carried the youngest team in the league to the
at the
champion,
same time though,
to the
man,
number one
Jokic be
seed.
going stupid. So it's like it's a pick your poison type of thing. It
I
wasn't
mean,
like like it wasn't close at all. It wasn't really no wrong choice.
yeah, it was.
I feel like.
Anybody that didn't pick SGA was wrong.
Well, we gonna have our tiers for MVP, so we gonna keep that in mind. But
I ain't
as
saying he gonna
always,
get MVP this year. No, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying last year he was supposed to win. This year somebody else coming. I'm gonna say that content though. I'm gonna say
for
that one
sure,
though. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna
for
keep that
sure.
in my heart. But somebody else coming back and they gonna be way better than they was before. That's how I'm gonna leave them with
There
that.
we go.
I'm gonna leave you with that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host Ron the Don. It's been another week of Off the Court. As always, my co-host Keiyon. Appreciate y'all for watching. We just ask that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow the channel. And with that, follow us on the ground too, and on TikTok, and on Twitter, and on all your podcast platforms.
Yes,
And like
sir.
that, we out.
Trip forever and I'm just not getting started. That's the one. Yeah.